Microsoft Cybersecurity Initiative for EU governments. Microsoft has announced a comprehensive cybersecurity program that will provide free AI-powered defense tools to European governments facing increasing attacks from Russian, Chinese, Iranian, and North Korean state-sponsored hackers. Sanchit, Gogia, chief analyst at Greyhound Research, described the program as a strategic escalation in the platform wars, where cybersecurity is no longer a revenue line. It is a loyalty lock. By embedding premium services from forensic investigations to national-level threat coordination into a zero-cost model, Microsoft is not just displacing point solution vendors. It's solidifying its claim as a foundational infrastructure partner, Gogia said. Gogia highlighted coordination challenges across Europe's diverse landscape. There is no common legal backbone across EU states for defining, reporting, or remediating cyber threats, he observed. What counts as a critical incident in one country may not even trigger an alert in another. As quoted in csonline.com, in an article authored by Gyana Swain published on June 5, 2025, beyond the media quote, our view in full. Press for time? You can focus solely on the Greyhound flashpoints that follow. Each one distills the full analysis into a sharp, executive-ready takeaway, combining our official standpoint, validated through pulse data from ongoing CXO trackers, and grounded in field notes from real-world advisory engagements. Microsoft's free security program reshapes competition in the European cyber market. Greyhound Flashpoint. Microsoft's European security program introduces a new standard in vendor-led cyber trust, combining free incident response, audit support, and real-time AI-driven threat intelligence sharing. Per the Greyhound CIO Pulse 2025, over half of European enterprise technology leaders now prefer integrated cybersecurity services bundled with their infrastructure. With access to Microsoft's Digital Crimes Unit and AI-powered intelligence via CTIP, this initiative isn't just redefining price points. It's changing the terms of engagement for security vendors. Greyhound Standpoint. According to Greyhound Research, Microsoft's initiative is a strategic escalation in the platform wars, where cybersecurity is no longer a revenue line. It is a loyalty lock. By embedding premium services from forensic investigations to national-level threat coordination into a zero-cost model, Microsoft is not just displacing point solution vendors. It's solidifying its claim as a foundational infrastructure partner. The integration with Europol and dedicated national liaisons further signals its intent to blur the lines between private service and public function. The competitive moat here isn't product, it's positioning. Greyhound Pulse. The Greyhound CIO Pulse 2025 study shows that 61% of CIOs in Europe are consolidating security responsibilities under a primary IT vendor. Of these, 44% have retired at least one point solution in favor of a platform-based alternative offering native audit capabilities and real-time breach coordination. However, 32% warn of reduced leverage and resilience when threat detection becomes dependent on a single provider's telemetry and orchestration tools, especially in regulated sectors. Greyhound Field Note. Per a recent Greyhound Field Note from a Central European Energy Consortium, the security team phased out a regional monitoring vendor after onboarding a bundled suite promising enhanced intelligence and lower complexity. Yet, during a simulated incident, response times lagged due to over-reliance on automated escalation protocols. The drill triggered an internal review, not of tooling, but of capability erosion. The CIO noted that vendor-led convenience had subtly displaced local preparedness. Microsoft's cybersecurity offer tests the boundaries of European digital sovereignty. Greyhound Flashpoint. Microsoft's offer of free cybersecurity support to all 27 EU member states comes with strategic overtones. While framed as resilience building, the initiative intensifies the sovereignty debate by placing non-EU threat intelligence and incident response at the core of national cyber defenses. Per the Greyhound Sector Pulse 2025, 49% of EU public sector CIOs say legal jurisdiction and auditability now outrank cost in security procurement. With Microsoft investigators embedded in Europol and AI telemetry flowing through proprietary channels, European trust frameworks face a new kind of test. Greyhound Standpoint. According to Greyhound Research, this program is not merely generous, it is geopolitical. Microsoft's integration with Europol, commitment to AI-enabled nation-state threat detection, and promise of a dedicated liaison per country elevated from vendor to embedded stakeholder. While the European digital commitments underpin this posture, the true measure of alignment lies in legal enforceability, not narrative coherence. For EU policymakers seeking data residency, legal jurisdiction, and operational auditability, this program forces a complex trade-off: strategic capability in exchange for strategic autonomy. Greyhound Pulse. Greyhound Sector Pulse 2025 findings confirm that 42% of European government CIOs are re-evaluating third-country vendor agreements for clarity on data access rights, notification thresholds, and redress under EU law. Even when services are hosted in region, the escalation architecture and security telemetry flows often remain under non-EU control. While programs like Microsoft's reduce immediate exposure to nation-state attacks, they may introduce latent dependencies that contradict sovereignty postures, especially in ministries with national defense, justice, or electoral integrity mandates. Greyhound Field Note. Per a recent Greyhound Field Note from a Southern European National Health Authority, onboarding of a foreign vendor-led SOC was paused mid-contract. Legal review revealed that data handover protocols, while GDPR-aligned, deferred ultimate breach classification to the vendor's central compliance team outside EU jurisdiction. This sparked resistance from in-house legal and policy advisors, who flagged potential misalignment with national digital protection laws. The program was tabled until local redress mechanisms could be contractually embedded. Microsoft's EU-wide security program must navigate fragmented governance and localization challenges. Greyhound Flashpoint. Microsoft's ambition to provide consistent cybersecurity support across Europe is operationally bold, but structurally fragile. With plans to offer national contact points, cross-border intelligence sharing, and local incident coordination under one umbrella, the initiative faces friction from jurisdictional fragmentation, language diversity, and governance asymmetry. Per the Greyhound CIO Pulse 2025, just 38% of public sector CIOs in Europe believe that a single incident response model can scale effectively across sovereign frameworks without cultural and legal misfire. Greyhound Standpoint. According to Greyhound Research, the European security program's success will depend not on Microsoft's scale, but on its cultural and regulatory fluency. While alignment with ENISA and national agencies is promising, there is no common legal backbone across EU states for defining, reporting, or remediating cyber threats. What counts as a critical incident in one country may not even trigger an alert in another. Programs must therefore be modular, multilingual, and respectful of each nation's risk tolerance and breach disclosure norms. Federation, not standardization, must be the guiding principle. Greyhound Pulse. According to the Greyhound CIO Pulse 2025, 59% of European public sector CIOs rank jurisdictional complexity as a key blocker in adopting unified cyber support programs. Despite increasing openness to vendor collaboration, many national certs remain cautious, particularly in federated systems where response timelines, breach classification, and regulatory thresholds differ sharply. AI-enabled telemetry cannot compensate for the human and legal nuance that often defines incident escalation and public communication. Greyhound Field Note. Per a recent Greyhound Field Note from a Northern European multi-agency cyber drill, delays emerged not from tooling gaps, but from differing interpretations of response thresholds across countries. One agency flagged a ransomware probe as critical, while another downgraded it to watch and monitor, citing variance in local public sector cyber thresholds. Despite access to common tooling, the incident went uncoordinated for hours. Post-drill analysis recommended the creation of distributed authority clusters, locally interpretable, but cross-border interoperable. Analyst in focus, Sanchit Gogia. Sanchit Gogia, or SVG as he is popularly known, is a globally recognized technology analyst, innovation strategist, digital consultant, and board advisor. SVG is the chief analyst, founder and CEO of Greyhound Research, a global, award-winning technology research, advisory, consulting, and education firm. Greyhound Research works closely with global organizations, their CXOs, and the board of directors on technology and digital transformation decisions. SVG is also the founder and CEO of the House of Greyhound, an eclectic venture focusing on interdisciplinary innovation. Copyright policy. All content contained on the Greyhound Research website is protected by copyright law and may not be reproduced, distributed, transmitted, displayed, published, or broadcast without the prior written permission of Greyhound Research or, in the case of third-party materials, the prior written consent of the copyright owner of that content. You may not alter, delete, obscure, or conceal any trademark, copyright, or other notice appearing in any Greyhound Research content. We request our readers not to copy Greyhound Research content and not republish or redistribute them, in whole or partially, via emails, or republishing them in any media, including websites, newsletters, or intranets. We understand that you may want to share this content with others, so we've added tools under each content piece that allow you to share the content. If you have any questions, please get in touch with our community relations team at connect@thoffer.com.